Very well. So here's the update that is actually bugging me a little bit because, um, of course, Arsenal have not named a proper right back yet, not signed a new one, which tells me only one thing: they're really believing in Chambers and Cedric. If not, because of course, in less than 3 weeks' time, we are facing Brentford. So the Premier League begins, even if the transfer window doesn't close before the Premier League starts. If that's not the case, Arsenal are not looking anytime. They're not even looking serious to buy a right back, let alone think of replacing Hector Bellerin. So here's the update. Let me know in the comments, who do you think that Arsenal should start against Brentford in a right back role? Of course, Hector would want to leave, and as judging by the looks of it, I think either it's Cedric or Chambers. So if given option, Cedric or Chambers, who should start that Brentford game? Let me know in the comments, because I think I would say Chambers, because Cedric was completely washed up in the Rangers game. He was made to sit down against Millwall. He was shite. So moving on. So Lucas Torreira has opened up in a recent interview, and he's obviously on digital, and it's really sad to, I mean, just hear me out what he has to say. He actually visited a psychologist while at Arsenal. So he says, for a year I've been working with a psychologist in Spain, because in the second year at Arsenal I worked very little. I played very little. It was difficult for me to really assimilate it, because my life depends on football, and when I don't play, I have a very bad time. I am in a very bad mood, and a lot of things happen to me. And when Lucas's mother passed away while he was at Atletico Madrid, Lucas says, and when my mother's thing happened, I wanted to not play soccer anymore. I wanted to stay in Fray Bentos with my family. I had very little desire to go back to Spain, because I had to stay alone there. Luckily, one of my brothers left with me, but I wanted to be here with my father, because he was the one who was suffering the most and the one who was hurt the most by this whole situation. Unreal, man. I know psychologically he was facing a lot of things. Well, a lot of things, man. Moving on. So another reason why Arsenal may not let Joe Willock go out on loan at Newcastle, big reason, because they're really taking their time to answer, because Steve Bruce is now pushing Newcastle hierarchy to finally make a breakthrough in the transfer market, and now they're interested in to sign Axel Tuanzebe from Manchester United. Now, if the price is like, if they spend on someone else, it's going to be difficult, because according to Telefootball, Newcastle are hoping to sign Manchester United centre back Tuanzebe, because Steve Bruce is pushing the club's hierarchy to make a signing in the transfer market after a lot of delays with Joe Willock. Magpies are still waiting for an answer on their bid for Willock. Interestingly, a permanent move rather than just a loan is thought to be back on the table, as Arsenal look to raise funds for their own recruitment needs. And also, according to calciomercato.it, Bellerin remains on pole position, and Inter have had his approval for a transfer for some time now. Inter Milan are expected to make new contacts with his agent. I think this I came up with yesterday, I guess. So let's see how things will turn out to be. Moving on, so talking about more different stuffs. Well, Welsh FA, the Football Association of Wales, have confirmed that Albert Stuivenberg has left his position as the assistant coach to the men's national team. He will now concentrate full time on his coaching responsibilities at Arsenal. So the Dutchman joined their coaching setup in 2017 after being appointed by Ryan Giggs. They had previously worked together at Manchester United. Stuivenberg was part of the coaching team that won the UEFA Nations League group and qualified for the UEFA Euro 2020, but he just wants to fully concentrate on Arsenal job only for now. So that's really great. That's really positive. Good to see that. Moving on, so talking more about Lucas Torreira, one more news is that according to Rai Sport, or rather Rai Sport, they say that Lucas Torreira is not of interest to Napoli coach Luciano Spalletti because he considers him unsuitable for a two-man midfield. Weird. Okay. Weird, but okay, I guess so. So it looks like Sol Campbell has opened up about Ben White. He said it needs to work out because Arsenal are not in the position to shift out £50 million for a player. He'll definitely have to start. If it does not happen and the medical is all good and he'll have to hit the ground running, it's a difficult one. It's a lot of money. Moving on, so Sambi was asked about which players did he look up to. He says, I never wanted to be like a player. I always wanted to be Sambi. So I took a little bit of all the players I used to watch. I never said to myself, you need to be like this player. I always wanted to be Sambi and to do Sambi on the pitch. If I had to tell you some players, I will say Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, Modric. Yeah, all the top players. Marco Verratti as well. All the top players. Lovely. Good things to come up with, yeah. Good work from Sambi. Moving on, so it's officially leaked the Arsenal's third kit for the 2021-2022 season. It's okay, I guess. Well, according to Kike Marine, Martin Odegaard is still wanted by Arsenal. Gunners set to wait and try to look at a deal later this window. Player unhappy at Madrid. Other reports claim James Maddison is still the main target and the club is looking at a deal. But that's according to them. According to Arantxa Mobile, or rather Arantxa Rodriguez, he says that Martin Odegaard wants to go back to Arsenal. It's so strange that one single news leads to a fire of a lot of news, man. Crazy stuff to see that. But moving on, Arsenal are apparently gonna play Watford in a behind closed doors friendly on Wednesday. So do watch out, Arsenal versus Watford, behind the doors closed friendly. So let's see if it's true or not. Let's see if it's true or not. I'm not going to say that's completely true. Also, according to El Larguero, recent update that they've come up with, they say that there is strange feeling at Madrid concerning Odegaard. His future may be uncertain till the last day of the transfer window. He has offers from the club. So it looks like he has strange feelings with El Larguero has strange feelings with the Norwegian not wanting to stay at Real Madrid anymore. His offers for the transfer, so future is uncertain and we don't know where it will lead them. But for now, well, a lot of people mentioned this. Mario Torrejon from Cadena Ser said that, plus the whole training videos, and then the update is coming from Kike Marine himself. So I'd say there is some truth to it. There is some truth to it. Moving on, so a little bit of a stats for you guys. So if you can see this stat, I think you can't. I've got to increase it. But let me explain to you what this is. Okay. So in 2020-2021 season, this is the Premier League ball progression for different clubs. Well, it suggests that Arsenal's passing distance was that we were 9th mid-table. That's why Arteta was searching for more aggressive ball passers. Now if you can check out this second, you can actually check out the pass distance and the carry distance for different clubs. Okay, let me just try to, yeah. So if you can see the size over here, Manchester City, the passing distance is by far the best compared to everyone, but the carry distance the players that can carry the ball forward. That was really good with Manchester City. Same goes for Manchester United. Plus the different players that actually did it for them. For the Liverpool, it's not that bad. Chelsea is good as well. Leicester, very nice. West Ham, not that good. Tottenham, decent. But if you can see Arsenal, look at this. It's very low. Carrying distance looks good, but for Arsenal, but that's because it's usually the first receiver who carries up to the mid block. That's the only reason why Arsenal's carry is decent, because it's been, the whole stat is being consolidated by that. So that is that. Well, with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.